Now, after all this rain, you may be seeing signs of water damage at your home. Well, Mark from A1 Rain Gutters is here to share what you should look out for and what bigger problems could be lurking. Mark, how are you?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
It's great to have you on.
All right, now, Greg, I know we want to talk with Mark today about hidden leaks, what to look for, and that sort of thing.
Right. I mean, we've had a lot of rain lately. That can cause problems. Area drainage can back up. It builds up against the house, and especially roof leaks, and controlling the fluids off of roofs so that you don't have ponding up on top of your roof. So we really wanted Mark to kind of get into that. We have some pictures to show.
Yeah, we'll bring those up for you now. And Mark and Greg, maybe you guys can take us through them, what we're going to look at here. Any second. I know we're getting them here. But there we go.
So I think that's a pretty easy one to explain, Mark.
That's a pretty worn out roof right there, and that needs to be replaced. And that's the evidence of the worn out roof.
So in other words, that's what you see inside the home as it comes through.
That's correct.
But you want to avoid that. I mean, look at this. You want to catch it before it gets to this point.
Most definitely.
All right, so that's your worn out roof. Don't let it get like that. That's what the inside of your home's going to look like if you let it go.
And sometimes a leak is really obvious, like that photo. I mean, it's super obvious. Now that's a photo of a rain gutter. What's wrong with that?
Well, it's one of those store-bought rain gutters, and it's plastic. It's just not made to do the job properly. And the other problem is, obviously, it's full of debris, so it's not going to drain at all.
And that's a simple thing. If you do have good rain gutters that are installed properly, you need to just make sure they're clear all the time.
That's correct.
But also, okay, that's a basement, it looks like.
Now that's pooling, right? That's if you don't have the proper rain gutter for the proper water flow to go away from your house. Is that what we're looking at there just a second ago?
Or it could be water building up against the house because you don't have positive drainage.
Okay, and I know that I was in the construction trade years ago. I was not very good at it. That's why you want our pros from Approved Home Pros. But I know there's flashing on the bottom that can actually help combat water coming into your home from the ground, but it can only handle so much. That's why you've got to have that proper rain flow with the rain gutters and the proper roofing and all that, right?
Right.
Yeah, the roof obviously is made to direct water away from your home inside, and then it transfers it to the edge, and rain gutters then can pick up the water and direct it to control points that you can really deal with it. And where water accumulates near a foundation, then you might have to go the extra step to drainage and so forth.
And there could be two causes of a leak. It could be that, like that photo, a worn out roof, but also if you don't have rain gutters, especially up on higher areas where water's running off at the top of a roof, it can cause ponding somewhere that you can't even see, and then once the water ponds, it leaks through the ceiling.
Okay, so we're talking about all of these problems with the rain and what folks can experience. What are the solutions? What do we do about it?
Well, number one, you should have your roof checked if there's any evidence of any kind of leak or weakness in it. Have a good roofer out there to check it, and then he'll give you some guidance from that point on. And then, of course, rain gutters control the water off the edge of the roof and direct it to places where you can deal with it, away from foundations and landscape and so forth like that. And that's a good starting point too. Then you might need a landscaper to do some extra things.
And I recommend, if you have a good roof but you don't have rain gutters, then that's a good time to call Mark. Or if you're doing landscaping and area drainage, you want to put your rain gutters in and tie the downspouts into the area drainage so that the water runs out to the street.
And away from your home?
Away from your home.
I have to ask real quick, did you bring in your lunchbox? What is this?
This is a special fastening system that we use for rain gutters in some situations, mainly stucco fascias. And this makes sure that when we attach the rain gutters, we're not penetrating through areas where the water can get in, invade, and cause problems that you don't even know about until you have a big problem.
Ah, okay.
And the other thing I'll say is, you might think rain gutters are easy and you may go to the big box store and buy all the parts and pieces. That's, to me, a big no-no. You want a professional like Mark to do the installation so it holds up, use the right fasteners, and it gets the job done correctly.
All right, we have a fan question, and here it is. We have a leak coming from the top of one of our upstairs windows. The window guy says it's really a roof issue. Can that be true?
Yeah, it can be true because if the water from the roof is splashing, particularly against a lower story or some other area, sidewalk or so forth, it can splash, and then eventually that water, when it continues to wet a certain area, will find a weakness in a flashing or down below in the foundation. So that can also be very true.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. Greg, what are your takeaways from this?
Well, first of all, be proactive, not reactive.
Okay.
Get a roof inspection. Get Mark out to look at your rain gutters. And then, of course, do a quality installation. Don't try to do something like that yourself.
In other words, spend the money now so you don't spend a ton of money later on the problem, right, Mark?
Yes, sir.
And didn't you say that it's the cheapest insurance money can buy?
It's the cheapest insurance, home insurance you can get.
That's right, Rain Gutters from A1 Rain Gutters. Thank you so much. Now, you can get 10% off up to $500 when you mention the Approved Home Pros, so make sure you call them now. The number is on your screen.